¿Qué onda, vatos? Thanks for tuning in to yet another video. Infamous here, San Jose, California, as you can see. Blue skies everywhere, guys. San Jose, California, you guys know where I'm at. Let's get into this quick video of the levers, the new ones that I just purchased. Now, after many years of, having full-size levers, wherever you guys are at, it took me only about 2 weeks to kind of get used to this two-finger, the shorty levers that you could probably potentially consider. It is a full easy pull clutch. It's a full bracket with the lever itself. So it only took me about 2 weeks to kind of get adjusted to the shorter version of the lever. So and so far I'm loving these these easy pull Mototech levers. I'm absolutely loving them. I am very happy with how they've been performing so far. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into some of the cons that I've noticed. Now, these aren't deal breakers at all. Well, I mean, and by my experience, for what I typically use these or use my bike for, I typically leave the bike in neutral. Depending on if it's a hill, I'll leave it in first. But it's not, like I said, it's not a deal breaker at all. It just depends on yourself, but there is a button right here. It's right here. So when you push this in, there's nothing there. As you can see, it's down right here. This is that's the button right there. That's for your clutch, sensor, trigger, whatever you call it. Somebody brought it to my attention that if you have your bike in gear and you try to pull the clutch to start it, because it's got that safety mechanism that won't let you start it on gear, you'll have to be on neutral, or you have to have this trigger button pressed in for it to allow you to start the bike. So that's one of the cons. Now, like I said, it's not a big deal for me, mainly because I could just kick the bike in gear and then start it that way. So if you're wondering what this button does, what this sensor is used for, let the ECU know that you're pulling in this clutch. Now, riding it, I've also noticed that it won't put your gear indicator on blank. So when I have the stock ones, I would pull in that clutch, and it would the gear indicator would go blank. And I'll show you guys once I get on the bike. And another con, like I mentioned in my other video, is if you have the Memphis shades hand guards like I do, I believe the grip itself sticks out about maybe 1.5 inches too much, and it actually moves the whole bracket itself up a little bit. It's not quite even compared to the other side, but I don't think it's too noticeable. So you guys would have to kind of keep that in mind if you guys were wondering about that. But I'm still able to use my my hand guards. As you can see over here, it's a little bit more even with the hand guard itself, so it doesn't stick out. Maybe about 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch it sticks out, and it's a little bit lower. As you can see, also it kind of sits in the middle. You see right here, it kind of sits in the middle with the grip itself and the hand guard itself. It sits in the middle, so you don't really see it that much. Maybe because the bars are angled a little bit, but I believe the one on the right sticks out by maybe 1/2 inch higher, and then of course the grip itself sticks out maybe about 1.5 inches too much outside of the hand guard. So I don't know, you guys just let me know in the comments, are these deal breakers for you guys? That issue of it kind of not sitting right. I really wanted to keep these hand guards, so that's why I went ahead and I decided to go ahead and purchase the additional $18 mirror bracket right there. As you can see right here, this is an additional $18, a part of the clutch, the easy pull system itself. But let's go ahead and take her out for a spin, and then I'll show you guys what I mean by the sensor, that sensor, that clutch sensor that I was telling you guys about. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys right here. We're on the bike. I already turned it on, but it's on neutral, and I was able to turn it on. If I had this bike on gear with me even pulling the clutch in, there's no way it's going to register that I'm holding the clutch, and that safety mechanism is not going to stop me from or it's not, I mean, it is going to stop me, but it's not going to allow me to turn the bike on if I have it in the first gear, kind of like what I'm doing right now. So once you start getting in gear, or once you start going, the transmission itself, it's going to start picking up that you're already on a gear. So I'm holding the clutch in right now, and that gear indicator is still at, you know, number 1. But like I mentioned, I've had many bikes before. I've been riding for some years now, and quite honestly, riding those bikes, I don't even look at the gear indicator. It's just something that you kind of get accustomed to after some time. You just kind of know where the RPM's at, and the and you know where your transmission, you know, everything else kind of works. You get used to it, so it's something that that doesn't bother me at all. But if you guys were you know, were wondering, I guess I would have to bring this stuff up. But not a complete deal breaker by any means, like I mentioned. And honestly, you can still use the gear indicator. You can still use it. It's just not going to be as responsive. Because right now I'm going to pull the clutch in, and as you can see right there, it doesn't pick it up right away because of the sensor, but it was able to pick up the throttle being you know, released. So I'm going to pull the clutch in again right now. As you can see right there, it's not as responsive as before. So I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not a deal breaker. I think that's what it used to do. So if I push the sensor right now, I'm gonna push the sensor right now. You see how the gear indicator goes away? I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna let go of the gear indicator. I mean, the sensor, and then it kind of picks up. So it does a couple of different things. It senses when, you know, you're off the gas, off the throttle, and it senses that sensor. I'm gonna push it again right now. I'm in gear. I'm gonna push it in. You see how that gear indicator, you know, goes away? And that's pretty much it. But the bike, the ECU, everything, it pretty much knows where you're sitting at. As you can see, it's giving me a couple different readouts, but it's not gonna break the bike at all. Going to cause any harm at all? Of course not. It's just a sensor for the display, for the gauge up here, and that's pretty much the only issues. In case you guys were wondering, you know, about that sensor back there. In case you guys were wondering, because I mean, I kind of had that same reaction too when I was installing the levers themselves. I was kind of wondering, like, wait a minute, why is this? Why is there not a little piece here that kind of pushes the sensor in? And that's just the way it is. Somebody mentioned in my other video that they haven't engineered a little bracket or a little nipple or something on the lever to kind of press that sensor in. But not a deal breaker at all. Quite honestly, if you've been riding bikes as long as I have, then you will have no problem with that minor detail, which is the gear indicator. Like I said, I don't use it. I know most of you guys, but you guys probably don't use it if you guys been riding bikes for a while. And like I mentioned, this is my first modern bike. I've always, bought used, always bought junk bikes, always. So like I mentioned in my other videos, this is my first fuel injected bike. So it's, all this stuff is new to me. I never had ABS on a bike, like I said, my first modern bike. And I typically don't make reviews this quick on products. Mainly, I like to give it a couple thousand miles. But I think I've seen enough. After 2 weeks of having it, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna put that information out there and let you guys decide if you guys are looking at, one finger, or what I have here, Mototech Elite. What is it? Elite Mototech. If you're looking at one of these, I guess, you know, it'd be recommended by myself. I'd recommend it if you guys are having some kind of strain in your left hand, or you know, you do a lot of city riding, then this is probably something you might want to look into. Other than that, you'll have to go into your clutch case and, you know, do all the other stuff. I kind of recommended it to somebody else because they wanted to keep the levers chrome or something. So, you know, there's different options. I believe this would be the easiest method. You don't have to get into the primary and into your, you know, into the clutch case, stuff like that. You could do this outside. Like I said, it only took me a few minutes. The brake side was absolutely easy. It was, you know, easy as cake upside down, the brake side. So the colors are pretty good. I'm growing accustomed to them, mainly because, you know, I really wanted that bronze. They didn't offer it. Another viewer, like I mentioned, recommended shorty levers, and they do offer the bronze. So you know what, if you guys are out there wondering, maybe you guys could go that method. Other than that, I'll probably looking at power coating them on a rainy week, because I mean, we're already in December. It's not raining, as you can see, clear skies, beautiful weather out here in California. So maybe on a stormy week or something like that, I'll probably take them off and take them to get power coated to kind of match the color of the bike, or the wheels and the emblem, everything else. So you guys just stay out there, stay safe. Thanks for tuning in to yet another video. Don't believe everything you read, all right? Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.